For today, we are talking about the new film Weapons, written and directed by Zach Greger, starring Julia Gardner. Now, I had the opportunity of seeing this on Sunday night, and I had to start by saying I absolutely love this movie. I was going in kind of mixed feelings. I heard a lot of great things about this movie. It was very hyped up. It is from the director of Barbarian. Now, I will say I was not the biggest fan of Barbarian. I didn't dislike the film, although I wasn't as much a fan of it as a lot of people were. I saw it when it came out. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was on the same level as a lot of people did. So naturally, a lot of people were hyping this film up. So I kind of went in with mixed feelings. I remember seeing a couple of trailers for it before I even knew what the title of the film was. And then I kind of put two and together when I seen Weapons. And then I saw the trailer again. I was like, oh, okay, that's what everybody's talking about. Because I remember seeing the trailer in a couple of films I saw in theaters over the last couple months. I remember seeing this trailer a couple times. But I never recalled what it was called. And then kind of put two and two together. And like I said, I really enjoyed it. This film definitely took a different approach as far as a storyline or as far as a story structure went. It broke it up into having it as we see the story play out through different characters. Now, usually, I feel like that is a very risky move. I'm going to put it this way. I always see that as a very risky move because when doing so, I feel like you can have there's a very good possibility of oversaturation of certain parts of the film because you're replaying the same bits as it pieces over, like overlaps. And sometimes I feel like that can be repetitive and it really tampers with the tone and pacing of the film. However, in this film, he executed it flawlessly and it really worked. At no point does it feel oversaturated or you're repetitive. It was done in such a way where it was only minute overlap and it gave us a different perception, which I never was going to say, oh, it's always going to be a different perception when you see through the character's eyes. But it was really on just how he captured these scenes. Because again, it was very minute overlap, but it had it as in such a way where it didn't feel repetitive. Now, performances. Julia Gardner, I know a lot of people love Julia Gardner, and she's been an up-and-coming actress for quite some time. Personally, I never did see Ozark. I never watched Ozark, watched it. I've seen clips here and there. My wife watched it. I remember seeing bits and parts of different episodes. I know she was in it. I heard her performance in that show was amazing. Didn't watch enough of it to really like or dislike her. However, I have to say, from the last couple of films I've seen of hers, I've been, really, she's really been growing on me as an actress. I really have becoming a huge fan of hers and really loving the work she's been putting out. I thought she killed it in Fantastic Four as the Silver Surfer. I know there was a lot of controversy about that. But again, this film here, she kills it. There is not a moment in which I feel like there was even a lapse in performance. Again, Josh Brolin, another heavy hitter, never phones it in. Every scene is just perfection. There really wasn't a weak moment in this film. Pacing was great. The cinematography was gorgeous. The score at times felt very intense and a little much, but never over the top. It definitely was very potent at points, but it does so in a way where it really kind of made you listen for those more subtle times where the score was more subtle, but it was very consistently perfect throughout the entire film. At no point did I feel like this had any dull moments or really, I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I mean, honestly, the only part of this experience that was poor was the theater etiquette that was going on in my screening. Other than that, I absolutely adore this movie. This is one I actually will probably go and watch again, partly just because of how phenomenal the film was. It had the writing was done in such a way that it really captivated the story and really makes you care about these characters, and the twists and turns you really don't see coming. There are a lot of really creepy moments, and one or two jump scares, I'd say. Nothing cheap though. The jump scares definitely. I don't even want to call them jump scares because they're really creepy ass moments that really aren't like traditionally cheap jump scares. They are very creepy and kind of terrifying. But at no point is it any like cheap horror. There's only one thing. If I had to say one thing, which you gotta say one thing, is that the whole Weapons title. There is one sequence in which there is a visual of a weapon that just kind of to me felt kind of off. Which again, it's a very minor scene in a dream sequence in which there was a epiphany of a weapon in the sky. That if you've seen the trailers, all the kids disappear at 2:17 in the middle of the night, and it had like the 2:17 in the middle of the weapon. To me, it seems strange to me, and that choosing of having that as a marker to be a symbol for something, to me, it just felt kind of weird. I would love if somebody who's seen the film who maybe has a different take on that to comment below and let me know what your thoughts on that was. I definitely want to see this film again. And maybe there was something I missed because, the obnoxious people talking and, just being obnoxious throughout the movie. It was a lot of disruption in my screening, and I'm still pissed about it, which really kind of took me out of the film at points. But at no point was my distraction or kind of being taken away from the film have anything to do with the film itself, which... This film, it grabs you right back. It grabbed me right back in, even after those disruptive moments, which really, in my opinion, is a compliment and is something that not many films can do. I know there's a couple films I remember seeing over the years in which, the obnoxious people ruined the screening because I got so taken out of it and the film just wasn't on a level enough to pull me back in. Like Safe House is one of those films with Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. I was really excited to see it. I really would love that movie, and I was in the movie, and I cannot to this day I've not rewatched that film since all in theaters because it was just, I don't know if it was bad or just because this obnoxious guy next to me kept talking. I really couldn't hear what they were saying, so it was like it kind of ruined my experience, and it also kind of ruined the film left a bad taste in my mouth because of that. But in this one, even with those obnoxious people and being taken out, it was so well done and so intriguing that it brought me right back in. So with that being said, I am going to give this film a Ferris Bueller because this is one of those films where, you got to call off work, take a sick day. Oh, don't take a sick day. I take that back. Don't call it work, take a sick day. Take a personal day. Take a vacation day. Take the day off. Go see this movie again in a quiet theater at like 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. You will not be disappointed. Because I feel like that's what I need to understand. Take a day off, go see it again in a quiet theater, and be able to really focus on everything and not be disrupted. Because, again, like I said, this film was phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Again, I wasn't expecting the film to be as good as it was. Definitely had some, some fear of it not being to live up to the hype that has been built around it, but this one definitely delivered. And when I say, again, I recommend definitely checking this one out. Give it a Ferris Bueller. Highest of highs that I can recommend to give this film. Have you saw the film? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know.